What if I told you that staying young isn't just a matter of counting the years? It's not about the relentless march of time or the number of candles on your birthday cake. It's about how you choose to live each day, how you nurture your spirit, and how you hold on to that flicker of vitality that glows within you. Too many women fall into the trap of believing that growing older means surrendering to exhaustion, watching their energy fade, and letting that vibrant spark of youth slip through their fingers like sand. Society whispers that aging is a descent into stiffness, slowness, and a quieter, dimmer version of yourself. But here's the truth that defies those whispers. Some women seem to dance with time rather than fight it. They radiate confidence, move with purpose, and live with a zest that turns heads and sparks wonder, even well into their later years. So what's their secret? It's not hidden in expensive serums, fleeting trends, or the latest beauty fads peddled in glossy ads. It's not about chasing youth through a needle or a jar. No, their magic lies in something far simpler, yet infinitely more powerful. The small, intentional habits they weave into their everyday lives. These are the quiet rituals that keep them feeling youthful from the inside out. Practices that strengthen their bodies, nourish their souls, and light up their days with possibility. In this journey we're about to take together, I'm going to share 5 key habits that every older woman can embrace to hold on to her energy, her confidence, and that unshakable sense of self. Whether it's keeping your body resilient, feeding your skin with care, or lifting your mind with curiosity, these aren't just tips. They're lifelines to a more vibrant you. And the best part? They're within reach for anyone willing to try. So, stay with me until the end, because these insights might just reshape the way you see aging and yourself. If you're new here, I'd love for you to join this community. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video designed to help you care for yourself in ways that matter. Now let's dive into the first secret to defying time with grace and grit. Number 1, keep your body active. Picture this: a crisp morning, the air tinged with the scent of dew-kissed grass and the soft crunch of leaves underfoot, as a woman strides confidently down a winding neighborhood path. This isn't a marathon runner or a gym enthusiast in spandex. This is Carol, a 72-year-old retired teacher with silver hair pulled into a loose bun and a quiet determination in her step. She's not chasing records or sculpting a perfect physique. Instead, she's honoring a promise she made to herself decades ago: to keep moving, no matter what. Every morning, Carol laces up her worn sneakers and sets out for a 20-minute walk. She stretches her arms toward the sky, swings her legs with a gentle rhythm, and breathes in the world around her. It's not grueling or extreme, just steady, consistent motion that keeps her alive in more ways than one. Staying active is the heartbeat of youthfulness, a thread that ties together every woman who seems to glow despite the years. It's not about vanity or fitting into old jeans. It's about feeling strong, holding on to energy, and keeping your body humming like the finely tuned instrument it was meant to be. As we age, the body shifts in subtle, inevitable ways. Muscles soften and weaken, joints creak like old hinges, and balance wavers like a tightrope walker's first steps. But here's the revelation, that science and lived experience shout in unison. Regular movement can slow this tide. You don't need to conquer marathons or hoist barbells overhead. Simple, purposeful activity, walking through a park, swaying to music in your living room, or stretching beneath the morning sun, can rewrite the story your body tells. For Carol, the rewards ripple through her life like rings on a pond. She wakes each day with a surge of energy that carries her through her routines, watering her garden, baking bread for her grandkids, chatting with neighbors over the fence. At night, she slips into a deep, restful sleep, free from the restless tossing and turning that plagues so many her age. And that stiffness others complain about, the kind that locks knees and shoulders in protest. Carol rarely feels it. Her walks aren't just exercise. They're her declaration of independence, a way to keep living on her terms. She's not bound to a chair or reliant on others to fetch what she needs. She moves, and in moving, she thrives. The beauty of staying active lies in its simplicity. You don't need a gym membership or a trainer barking orders, just a willingness to find what feels good and stick with it. Low-impact treasures like a brisk walk, a gentle swim in a sunlit pool, or a dance with your favorite song can work wonders. These movements whisper strength to your heart, coax blood through your veins, and ease the ache in your joints. They shore up your bones against the silent threat of osteoporosis, a specter that looms larger after menopause. But it's more than physical. Every step you take releases endorphins, those tiny sparks of joy that lift your mood and melt away stress. After a short stroll or a stretch on the porch, the fog in your mind clears and the weight on your shoulders lightens. Even chair exercises or a slow yoga flow can shift how you feel, body and soul. Too many believe the myth that aging means settling into stillness, that slowing down is a destiny etched in stone. But the truth cuts deeper. The less you move, the harder it becomes to start again. Motion is life, and staying active is one of the most potent elixirs for keeping that youthful fire burning. No matter how many years you've collected, if you're craving a way to boost your energy, protect your joints, and keep your body humming, begin where you stand. A few minutes of movement each day, a walk around the block, a stretch by the window, can unfurl into transformative change. And here's the sweetest promise. It's never too late to step into motion. Carol didn't start as an athlete. She started as a woman who refused to let time dictate her limits. You can too. Number 2, nourish your skin from the inside out. Imagine a woman standing in her cozy kitchen, sunlight streaming through the window and catching the soft glow of her skin. A radiance that seems to defy the calendar. This is Linda, a 74-year-old grandmother with laugh lines etched gently around her eyes and a warmth that draws people in. Strands of gray weave through her chestnut hair, but her complexion tells a different story. Smooth, supple, and alive. Friends and strangers alike lean in close, their voices tinged with curiosity. What's your secret, Linda? What cream do you use? She smiles, a knowing twinkle in her hazel eyes, and gestures not to a bathroom shelf lined with bottles, but to the cutting board before her, a scatter of walnuts, a bowl of vibrant berries, a glass of cool water shimmering in the light. For Linda, glowing skin isn't something you buy. It's something you cultivate, bite by nourishing bite. Youthful skin isn't just a surface game. It's a reflection of what flows beneath. Too many women chase it with an arsenal of pricey lotions, layering on promises from sleek jars and glossy ads, only to miss the deeper truth. Real radiance begins within. As the years pile up, skin shifts like the seasons. Collagen, that invisible scaffold keeping it firm and plump, starts to crumble. Fine lines creep in. Dryness settles like dust, and sagging whispers of gravity's pull. But here's the quiet power many overlook. What you feed your body can slow this unraveling. A diet rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and vitamins doesn't just sustain you, it shields your skin from time's wear and tear, keeping it elastic and vibrant long after youth is supposed to fade. Linda learned this not from a dermatologist's pamphlet, but from years of listening to her body. Each morning, she begins with a ritual as steady as the sunrise, a tall glass of water to wake her cells, followed by a handful of walnuts, little nuggets of omega-3s that soothe her skin from within. Her meals burst with color, spinach leaves glistening with olive oil, salmon flecked with herbs, strawberries so ripe they stain her fingers. Over decades, she's watched her friends wrestle with dull, parched skin, their faces a map of fatigue. Linda's, though, remains a testament to care, soft to the touch, resilient against the years. It's not perfection she's after, it's presence, a way to feel at home in her own skin, no matter the age on her driver's license. Of course, what you layer on the outside matters too, but Linda keeps it simple. A gentle, fragrance-free moisturizer locks in hydration. A daily dab of sunscreen wards off the sun's harsh kiss, the silent culprit behind so many wrinkles and spots. She steers clear of harsh soaps that strip away natural oils, knowing they leave her skin vulnerable like a canvas stretched too thin. But the real alchemy happens beyond the mirror. Water is her elixir, sipped steadily to keep her skin plump and push back those fine lines that threaten to deepen. And sleep, oh sleep, is her unsung hero. When Linda rests, her skin works its quiet magic, repairing itself under the cover of night, weaving new cells and easing inflammation. She knows the cost of skimping on shut-eye, dark circles blooming like shadows, puffiness settling in, a dullness that no concealer can mask. So she guards her rest like a treasure, curling into bed with the peace of knowing her body is rebuilding itself. This isn't about chasing an impossible fountain of youth or erasing every mark of a life well lived. It's about honoring your skin as a living story, one that thrives when you nourish it from the core. Picture Linda at a family picnic, her grandchildren tugging at her hands, her laughter mingling with the breeze. She's not hiding behind layers of makeup or fretting over crow's feet. She's present, glowing, alive, a woman who's learned that beauty isn't skin deep, it's soul deep. If you're still with me, soaking in these threads of wisdom. Drop a number 2 in the comments below. I'd love to know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and ring the bell. Your support fuels more stories like this, lighting the way for women who want to age with grace and fire. Now let's step into the next secret. Number 3, maintain a positive and curious mindset. Close your eyes for a moment and picture a woman sitting at a small wooden table, her silver hair catching the glow of a nearby lamp, a book of Spanish verbs open before her. Her brow furrows slightly, then softens into a smile as she murmurs a new phrase. ¿Por qué no? Why not? This is Susan, a 76-year-old retired librarian whose hazel eyes still spark with the curiosity of a child. She could have let retirement settle over her like a heavy quilt, muffling her days with routine and silence. Instead, she chose to unfurl her mind like a sail, catching the winds of new experiences. Susan's secret isn't in her appearance, though her laugh lines hint at a life well enjoyed. It's in the way she thinks, the way she refuses to let age dim her hunger for the world. Staying young isn't just about the body. It's about the mind that steers it, a vibrant, elastic spirit that keeps you tethered to life's possibilities. The women who age with a defiant sparkle share this trait. They nurture a mindset that's open, eager, and unafraid to ask, "What's next?" It's not about denying the years, but about redefining them, rejecting the notion that growing older means growing stagnant. Susan embodies this. After decades surrounded by books, she could have rested on the laurels of her career, but she didn't. She signed up for a language class, her fingers tracing unfamiliar words, her voice stumbling, then soaring over syllables she'd never spoken before. She joined a book club too, not just for the novels, but for the electric hum of debate, the clash of ideas that keeps her sharp and tethered to others. The result? She feels alive, confident, connected, her mind a garden that blooms anew each day. Science nods in agreement. Its studies painting a vivid picture. Brains, like bodies, thrive on use. Seniors who challenge themselves, whether through reading, mastering a new skill, or puzzling over a crossword, build a fortress against cognitive decline. Susan's not chasing youth for its own sake. She's preserving the quickness of her thoughts, the clarity of her memory. Even small acts, a Sudoku grid scratched out over coffee, a guitar chord strummed haltingly, a recipe tweaked with daring, keep her neurons firing, her synapses dancing. But it's more than brain games. A youthful mind is a lens, a way of seeing. Too many fall into the trap of self-imposed limits, muttering, "I'm too old for that," as if age were a lock on the door of adventure. Susan flips the script. "Why not?" she asks, and in that question, she finds freedom. There's a lightness to her too, a humor that bubbles up like a spring. Laughter isn't just a sound for Susan, it's a lifeline. She trades quips with her book club friends, chuckles at her own mispronounced Spanish, and finds joy in the absurdities of life. Science backs this too. Laughter lowers stress, lifts spirits, even bolsters the immune system, a natural tonic for body and soul. Susan surrounds herself with people who spark that joy, who mirror her refusal to take life too seriously. She's not naive. She's weathered loss and change, her husband's passing, her children's moves across the country, but she chooses to greet each day with a grin, a question, a step beyond the familiar. Stepping out of routine isn't always easy. Susan felt the tug of comfort, the lure of predictable days, but she pushed past it, signing up for that first class with a flutter of nerves, striking up conversations with strangers who became friends. It's not grand leaps she takes, just small, brave shuffles toward the unknown. A new language, a book she'd never have picked up, a trip to a nearby town she'd always meant to explore. Each choice rekindles her sense of purpose, her belief that life still holds surprises. She's not too old. She's too alive. If you're still here, riding this wave of inspiration, drop a number 3 in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't subscribed, join us. Hit that button, ring the bell, and let's keep this journey going together. Ready for the next secret? Let's move forward. Number 4. Cultivate deep social connections. Imagine a sun-dappled garden, the air thick with the scent of blooming roses and freshly turned earth, where a woman kneels beside a flower bed, her hands cradling a trowel. This is Barbara, a 78-year-old widow whose auburn hair has faded to a soft white, framing a face etched with both sorrow and strength. After her husband's death 5 years ago, the silence of her home could have swallowed her whole. Empty rooms, echoing with memories, evenings stretching long and lonely. But Barbara refused to let isolation claim her. Instead, she sought out the hum of human connection, the kind that fills the heart and keeps the spirit young. She joined a gardening club, her fingers sinking into soil alongside new friends, and started volunteering at a community center, teaching young women the sewing tricks she'd honed over decades. Today, her laughter mingles with the chatter of her companions, her eyes bright with purpose. Nothing keeps a woman youthful quite like the threads of meaningful relationships, those bonds that weave a safety net of joy, belonging, and love. The women who age with grace don't do it alone. They surround themselves with souls who lift them up, who remind them they're seen and valued. For Barbara, connection isn't just company, it's a lifeline. Studies bear this out. Their numbers stark and compelling. Seniors with robust social circles live longer, shrug off stress more easily, and fend off shadows like dementia and heart disease. Loneliness, though, is a thief, stealing mental sharpness, spiking blood pressure, weakening the body's defenses. Barbara felt its pull after her loss, the ache of quiet dinners and unshared stories. But she chose to fight back, to plant herself in community rather than retreat. Her gardening club became her sanctuary. At first, she was shy, hovering at the edges of the group, unsure if she'd fit in. But the soil didn't care about her age, and neither did the women who welcomed her. Jane with her booming laugh, Maria with her endless plant lore. They traded tips over seedlings, swapped stories of their lives, and soon, Barbara wasn't just tending roses, she was growing friendships. At the community center, she found purpose anew, her needle flashing as she guided young hands through stitches, her voice steady with the wisdom of years. These connections didn't erase her grief. They gave it context, a place to rest, amid the richness of new meaning. She wasn't just a widow anymore. She was a friend, a teacher, a vital thread in a tapestry of lives. Social connection doesn't demand grand gestures or crowded rooms. For Barbara, it's the small, steady acts, a weekly phone call with her childhood friend Ellen, whose voice crackles with warmth across the miles, Sunday dinners with her son's family, where her grandson's sticky hugs leave traces of jam on her blouse, a wave to the neighbor pruning his hedges, a chat that turns into coffee. These moments stitch her days with joy, reminding her she belongs. And she's not afraid to seek new faces. Age, she's learned, is no barrier to friendship. At the gardening club, she met women decades younger, their energy sparking her own. She's proof that some of life's deepest bonds bloom later when you dare to reach out. Barbara's story isn't unique, it's a call. If isolation ever creeps in, she'd tell you it's not permanent. A message to an old friend, an invitation for tea, a hello to a stranger. These are seeds of connection, waiting to grow. She remembers her first club meeting, nerves fluttering like butterflies, but she went anyway. Now, her phone buzzes with texts from Maria about compost. Her table holds a vase of Jane's gifted daisies. Staying connected isn't about filling time. It's about fueling vitality, keeping the heart young with every shared smile. If you're still with me, feeling the warmth of Barbara's journey, drop a number 4 in the comments. I'd love to know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed, join us. Hit that button, ring the bell, and let's keep building this community. Ready for the next step? Let's go. Number 5. Prioritize rest and recovery. Picture a woman reclining in a cushioned chair on her porch, the evening sky streaked with hues of lavender and gold, a soft blanket draped over her knees. This is Eleanor, a 70-year-old retired nurse with wiry gray curls and hands that once steadied countless patients. For years, she thrived on the rush of long shifts, the beep of monitors, the urgency of care. Sleep was a luxury she rarely claimed. But as age crept in, exhaustion became her shadow, a heavy cloak she couldn't shake. She'd wake each morning feeling like she'd run a marathon in her dreams, her energy a flickering candle, her skin a dull mirror of her fatigue. She thought it was just the price of time until she decided to rewrite the rules. Now, Eleanor guards her rest like a sacred ritual, and it's transformed her into a woman who greets each day with renewed fire. Rest isn't a footnote in the story of youth. It's a cornerstone, as vital as movement or nourishment. Without it, the body falters, the mind fogs, and the glow of vitality dims. Sleep, relaxation, and recovery aren't indulgences. They're the quiet engines that keep you strong, clear, and alive. As we age, rest shifts. Nights grow restless, mornings less forgiving. But Eleanor discovered a truth many miss. Deep, restorative sleep is a key to defying time. When she closes her eyes, her body works miracles. Hormones knit her skin's elasticity, muscles repair, memories settle into place. Skimp on it, and the years accelerate, etching weariness into every line. With it, she's resilient, her spirit as sturdy as her frame. Eleanor's journey to rest wasn't instant. She started small, trading late-night coffee for chamomile, setting a bedtime as firm as a promise. She dimmed the lights, slipped into a routine of soft music and deep breaths, and let the day's weight fall away. The change was slow but seismic. She woke one morning not just rested, but refreshed, her energy a steady hum, her skin brighter, her mood a quiet joy. Beyond sleep, she learned to weave relaxation into her days. Chronic stress, she knew from her nursing years, is a silent ager, tightening arteries, inflaming joints, clouding thoughts. So she carves out moments of peace, a meditation by the window, the hum of her breath syncing with the rustle of leaves, a gentle stretch that loosens her shoulders, a quiet hour with a novel, the world fading to ink and paper. These aren't escapes, they're anchors, keeping her young. Listening to her body became her compass. Society often praises pushing through, ignoring the ache, silencing the yawn. But Eleanor knows better. Staying youthful means honoring limits, not defying them. She naps when her eyelids droop, lingers over tea when her mind buzzes, trades a brisk walk for a slow one when her knees protest. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. She paints now too, watercolors of the flowers she loves, each stroke a gift to herself, a recovery of spirit. The result? She's not just surviving her 70s, she's thriving, her energy a steady flame, her presence a comfort to those around her. Rest, she'd tell you, isn't about doing less. It's about living more. Final thoughts. We've traveled through 5 powerful habits, each a thread in the tapestry of a youthful life. 5 women, 5 stories, 5 ways to defy the lie that aging is a fade to gray. Carol strides through her mornings, her body a testament to motion's magic. Linda glows from her kitchen, her skin a canvas of care. Susan's mind dances with new words, her curiosity a shield against time. Barbara's garden blooms with friendship, her heart tethered to others. Eleanor rests with purpose, her strength reborn each night. These aren't grand heroics, they're choices, small and mighty, that any woman can weave into her days. Aging isn't just years ticking by. It's how you meet them, how you tend to yourself with intention and grace. If time feels like a thief, stealing your spark, hear this. You hold the reins. Move a little more. Nourish a little deeper. Learn something new. Reach for a friend. Rest with care. Each step shapes tomorrow. You don't need to overhaul your life. Pick one thread from this journey. Carol's walk, Linda's walnuts, Susan's why not, Barbara's hello, Eleanor's pause, and begin. The smallest shift can ripple into something extraordinary, a youthfulness that's not about erasing wrinkles, but igniting life. Now, I'd love to hear your voice. Which of these 5 resonates with you? What do you already do, and what calls you forward? Drop a comment below. Share one thing you've learned today, one way you'll carry it into your life. Your words light us up, fueling this space where we grow together. If this stirred you, hit like, subscribe, share. It keeps us crafting stories that inspire. Thank you for being here, for walking this path with me. See you in the next one.